going to record it for the people that could not make it.
Great
So,
idea.
I figured it made sense to try and put something together that way everybody has a chance to look at it and say Monday night we do another Zoom, or you know what I mean, to try and figure out who's going to turn it in, number one, and go over everything that we're going to turn in.
Okay, sounds good to me. So I guess everyone, we've decided on child abuse. I guess
Yeah,
everybody's
definitely.
good on that.
Yeah.
But then we have to determine what community we want to focus on.
So I looked at, I'm trying to pull up, I'm looking at my other screen. That's why I'm looking up.
No worries.
Did I pull this up for this class, or was this for my other class?
So I was just going to tell you what I found. While you're searching for
I'm
yours,
listening.
what I discovered was the communities that is impacted the most are African Americans. And on the website that the professor recommended, it said African Americans. I think that was the top one. But then I looked at another website called Statista. I'm not sure how valid that website is, but it had African Americans and American Indians were the most impacted by child abuse.
Okay.
So maybe we can kind of narrow it down just to look at different websites to see which one is more accurate. I'm sure African American is at the top, but maybe there's another community. It seemed to be conflicting information on that second community.
Okay.
So
we're talking American Indian, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I can forward everyone the link that I saw it on. That way we can compare, maybe look at some other websites just to kind of get a consensus of which one we're going to stick to.
Okay.
But even we can just focus on one single one, like the top one, which I know is African American. So
yeah.
We can all kind of do that collectively.
Okay.
But my concern is, how are we gonna divide this work? Because how many people are in the group exactly? Is it 5?
I thought it was 5. I believe it's only 4.
Okay.
I believe it's only 4. Assignments. Okay, group proposal. I'm taking the social justice class also, so my stuff is kind of intertwined.
Mine is too. I'm actually taking 4 classes, so I'm all over the place.
Oh no, I'm bipolar. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's a challenge, especially, with the type of job that I have. I don't even know how I'm functioning.
Oh my gosh.
But anyways,
okay, so the website he gave us was the American Community Survey. Is that the one you're referring to?
Yeah, so
yeah, I thought that sucked.
Yeah, the only thing that I could see is that it just told you like different categories you could choose.
Yeah.
It didn't really elaborate a lot. But the website Statista, that seemed to have had more. Let me see if I still
How you spelling that?
Let me see if I still have it up on my computer. In fact, I'm gonna copy it in the
chat.
Yep. I just sent it over.
Okay.
So I just basically did a search of which communities are impacted the most by child abuse, and this is what came up. So as actually on this one, it says American Indian or Alaskan Native is the highest. And then African American comes in next, according to this website.
Okay. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Okay, let me write this site down. Okay, so we're going with child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to use whatever information we can pull off of this particular website.
Yeah, and maybe check some others. Don't just rely on me. I want everybody else to kind of look too, and maybe we can just take a vote and decide which one has the best data, and go with that.
Okay.
But I just thought this one seemed pretty valid.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
It definitely does. In all honesty, I haven't looked at any sites on child abuse as of yet. I did look at what he sent out. That's how I was able to say yuck. Because when I went to it and went through the next one, like you said, it just gave me basic statistics, but not
Yeah.
the statistics that I need. You know
Yeah,
what
so
I mean?
I think we're just gonna have to dig a little deeper because the reason I look things up is because that's what's gonna help us write this proposal. We gotta know which direction we're heading. So what do we want to focus on? Like, are we gonna focus on, kids of a certain age group? We gotta narrow it down, so we're writing about the same things. But then, we can venture off and maybe compare it to a different category as well, but we want it to be simple and not complex, especially with four different people having to write. It's all going to have to be cohesive in the end, which, in my opinion, in group projects can be a challenge.
Oh my gosh, I've only done one other group project, putting a PowerPoint together, and yeah, it was a bit of a challenge.
It,
That's what
it
made me say, let's do a Zoom, let's do a Word doc that way
yeah,
everybody sees what's going on, because this other class, it I want to say it was last year, but it absolutely was a headache trying to do a group project. Everybody's trying to meet up at the same time. It gets too confusing.
it is.
I'm gonna throw out there that I absolutely like the idea of doing kids, but I honestly think we need to do, I'm gonna say from that damn last case made me want to say from newborns. Um, I've looked at so much stuff on Hedda Newsbaum, and oh my god, I've looked at too much stuff. I
Oh
got
wow.
trapped down the rabbit hole. But I would like to, me personally, I would like to kind of focus on, say, 5 to 18. And the reason I say that is because there is a lot of child abuse going on. I know because I'm a victim of it, but that child abuse then, like, it grows with you. You know what I mean? It can make you angry. Like my daughter's 26. I used to tell my daughter, don't do what you see me do. Do what I say. Kids don't do that. So for me, it's like looking at those older kids. These kids out here are hitting on each other, and they're calling it love. And it,
Mm,
it kind of starts at 12, 13, because that's when they're looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You know what I mean? And sometimes a lot of those kids were abused prior to getting to that age,
I
you
see.
know, and now they're taking it out on their mate, and they're telling each other, this is love. If you don't love me, I actually heard someone tell me, if he don't hit me, he don't love me. Oh, okay.
Really?
That's the wrong kind of love.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that take, especially since you've been through it. You definitely dealt with it firsthand. So I like that. It's unfortunate that it's happening so young. I was just reading an article, and it happens. They say with kids less than 3 years of age.
Well, let me tell you, with the Hedda Newsbaum case, one of the things that I found out is that the cult that she studied under,
Hmm.
like there was a sect within the Judaism, and she studied under this cult. They teach beating children. Like they teach, start beating them at 3 months.
Wow.
There's another cult I can't think of. I'm in the cults, but they start beating kids at young ages. It's like, this is how we train up a child. No, that's the wrong way to do it.
But so my thing is, what is in the mentality of these people to abuse kids? That's not that there's any justification to, but I'm trying to understand, like, what is causing it. Like, I'm sure with some of it is stress, it's economic, I'm sure all of that plays a factor, but what is trigger? Is it mental?
Right. I would agree it's mental. And I also, as far as abuse, physical, but also sexual, because that's abuse, and that's something that is absolutely, affecting boys. I'm 40, I'm 45 plus one. So,
Well,
so
I'm actually older.
I'm
So,
not going past 45.
yeah, I'm older than that. So,
So it's like looking at these younger kids and trying to, because when somebody was telling me when I was young, I wasn't hearing that crap. You know what I mean? So it's like now that we're older and we're trying to tell them, you
yeah,
know what I mean? It's like that piece of sexual abuse is a big one. It's a really, really big one. Boys, when I was growing up, boys weren't sexually abused. They were. We just weren't hearing about it. I'm absolutely an advocate of what stays in my, what goes on in my house stays in my house. Yeah, we can't do that anymore.
no.
We absolutely can't do that anymore. Please tell me what's going on in your house, because I might need to help you.
You have to make kids also, I think, feel comfortable because as you look at, statistics, a lot of kids don't say anything. They're afraid, they're probably embarrassed, ashamed. So we have to make them feel comfortable in the early stages that if anything is making you feel uncomfortable, you need to say something to me. And a lot of kids, I think, that's what I think the suffering comes from as you get an adult. You don't say anything as a
Mhm.
child and you're just suffering
Holding it
the whole
in.
time. Yeah.
And it's sad because the Black community, our community, will say, yeah, you might got something going on, but I ain't going to therapy. I ain't going to see them white people. You know what I mean? When in all actuality, you can look up the Black Mental Health Alliance. You can find you a sister or a brother. You know what I mean? You just
Yeah.
go talk to somebody.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just trying to. So, do we want to focus on, but we're doing child abuse, but do we want to focus on the sexual abuse of it? Or do we just want to do like because we got to narrow it down. I mean,
Right.
what type of child abuse?
Um, I mean, in all actuality, sexual abuse is physical.
It
So
is.
we could go with physical and just kind of grandfather that in a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, we could. So, ages 5 to 18 is the age group. And we think we're going to do African American, but we need clarification on
Yeah.
what other communities are the highest. I think if we do two communities, though, it'll give us a little bit more to expand on.
You know what? As a matter of fact, is that this website? No, it's not on this one. There's a website. I have to go back through my stuff and look at it, but it kind of gave the statistics by state. You have this many in this state, this many in that state. I'm gonna figure out what website that was and
Okay.
put it in the email. That way everybody has a chance to see it. I'm
Okay.
also gonna stick this one in the email because I don't know if they will be able to see it in the chat
Okay.
on the replay.
All right. Perfect. Actually, that particular website that I put in the chat, it does have like the victims by gender and so forth as well, like which genders are impacted the most. But yeah, I think we can break it down that way. And what else is is he asking for though? So let me look at the description. So we have to do a proposal that's going to be 1 page. So how do we divide that? I mean, it's going to be hard to divide that amongst 4 people unless we
Well,
take.
I thought we were doing a PowerPoint.
Well, the PowerPoint is what I think is the final product.
Okay.
Let me take a look at this again.
Social
Because when I look at
social factors for people with greater risk.
we are doing a PowerPoint, but I thought the first part of the project, which is due on Tuesday, it says your proposal should identify the community you are targeting.
Mhm.
And then they tell us how to find that. Once you identify a community, identify the type of domestic violence, elder abuse, bullying, child abuse, etc. You will address in your project. For example, if your community is an aging veteran, the type of domestic violence you might be interested in is elderly abuse with a specialization in financial abuse. Once you complete steps 1 and 2, you will identify specific activities. So to me, it seems like we just have to identify these things now. Like the one pager, I mean, it's going to be hard to do a one-page abstract, I guess, in a PowerPoint. I was thinking the PowerPoint would be the final product because this is a project that's done in phases.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so this part I'm thinking is more aligned with a Word document.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I was referring to the final project.
Yeah, the final project definitely is. I mean, I think based on my schedule, I know PowerPoint is going to be easier. I would love to do something a little more creative, like a Facebook page. But to be honest, my schedule just doesn't permit the time to invest into creating a Facebook page. I'm barely on social media now. So I just think that would be a little bit more time consuming for me, unless somebody else is a little bit more savvy with social media and creating pages.
Lord have mercy. That might be me.
But I mean, I think that will stand out. I'm not opposed to social media.
Yeah.
Um,
I like the idea of a brochure as well. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because it's something that we literally can print out from our own computers and go pass out like I'm in Baltimore. I don't know where anybody else is, but we literally can, go pass these out to people like, hey, there is some help out here.
great. Yeah. So maybe we'll just, make a vote, like which one does everybody prefer?
Yeah.
That way, we can decide that way.
Okay.
But it seems like most people said PowerPoint, but we can get another take.
Yeah.
And but that's not due until later. But I think we just need to kind of see what items we're going to focus on and who's going to do what. And then maybe on Monday, I don't think they consider that Tuesday is a holiday. So, but we got a lot of work. I have personally a lot of work due on Tuesday. But maybe on Monday, we can kind of meet back up just to see where we are. It's almost like we're going to have something finalized on Monday and we're going to have to start proofing it then. So
Yeah.
whatever we decide on, it's going to have to be done by a certain time on Monday, and we need to be given a certain amount of time to proof it. So that way on Tuesday, any little minor edits that need to be done can be done quickly.
Okay. So we are focusing on child abuse, 5 to 18,
Yep.
physical, with a specialization in sexual.
Yep.
We're talking an African American community for the most part.
Yes.
I think everybody is pretty much gonna agree on that one because it's more prevalent.
It is. And then, there are a lot of reasons we can tie it into why it affects that community the most. I mean, it's definitely going to be some economical reasons, some just where we are at the lowest when it comes to disparities, unfortunately. So a lot of that, I'm sure, plays a part in the reasons why it happens more in the community. It's the poorest, one of the poorest communities. So I think it'll be pretty seamless to kind of point out the reasons why. And then, how do we tie it into PowerPoint? PowerPoint is definitely going to be easy to get stock images where we can, attach to our PowerPoint to relate it to that particular slide. I didn't really see how many slides we're supposed to have in the end.
I don't know if, let me go under assignments. I don't know if there was a certain amount.
Okay.
I don't remember seeing.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't a quantity. Okay. But yeah, it seems like we're headed in the right direction. Like I think this will be a pretty easy topic to write about. We just have to find some reliable resources to back it up.
Definitely. Okay. Child abuse. How many cases do I know? Too many. Too many, too many, too many. Okay. Um, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to spend, I guess, the next hour and a half looking at the site that you gave me and a couple of others, and I'll put all of those in an email,
Okay.
as well as this video and, like what we have basically decided so that everybody else can kind of, give their input. Maybe
Yeah.
they don't want to do that age bracket, maybe they don't want to do physical, maybe they'd rather just do sexual. So, kind of giving everybody an idea, but we have all agreed on child abuse. We didn't agree on a name. Did you see
We did.
anything for?
So what I was thinking we could do on the name is for each of us in the group to choose two names that they want.
Okay.
And once we choose those two names, we each collectively decide on which one we're going to choose.
Okay.
So I think we each should kind of put our ideas of what we want it to be, and then we vote on which one is going to be the final name.
Okay. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
That way we can see what, your idea may be better than mine. So at least we can see what, what
Everybody's collectively thinking.
right.
Definitely. Definitely.
So the abstract that's due, it's the proposal. Basically, I guess just gonna highlight everything that our final product is gonna be about. So how do we structure and divide that? Do we just each kind of get our references together and maybe do, let's say, 200 words each? Because what is a page equivalent to? I should know that by now. She didn't, or it's our professor. I keep saying I have so many professors. Sorry.
No, not a problem.
One. But yeah, I have so many professors, I can't even really keep up with who's who. But I can't remember if they said they didn't specify double space or single spaced.
9 times out of 10 is double space.
Double space, normally it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a 12 font time,
Yeah, the basic.
Roman. Yeah.
That's the usual.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think we should divide it? Let's say because that's a page is not going to take that long
Mm-mm.
to write,
Mm-mm. Not at all.
especially double spaced.
No, it's not. So, from what I'm gathering, this first page, and I'm probably go into a Word document and just type out a couple of things, but this first page basically, I would say, needs to be the name of our group, our names, what we are gonna, almost like a memo,
Yeah.
what we're going to do our project on, and I guess kind of some bullet points. In regards to, the physical abuse, maybe we can break it down, say 5 to 10 and, 11 to 14, that kind of thing. I don't know. But 200 words I can do 200 words in my sleep.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's not going to take long. Like, it ain't going to take long for that one pager.
Yeah.
So, well, maybe you and I can collectively put something together and maybe merge it together and, to be cohesive in the end, because I know we all have different writing styles. But in the end, it all should look like one person wrote it.
Bingo. I agree. I agree.
So, I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. I mean, unfortunately, the other ones aren't here, but it's not going to take long to do one page. So I think it may be more simplified, maybe for just you and I to kind of put that one pager together
Okay.
instead of having 4 different people write it.
I mean, it absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
And since we're recording, I just want to go on the record. We're supposed to grade each other at the end of this project, but realistically speaking, I can't grade you bad if you have a job and kids to take care of.
Right.
Meet
Right.
you know what I mean?
I totally
I
no.
just want to, kind of go on the record now. Like I'm not giving nobody a bad grade because we all live in a bad life.
I'm not even like that anyway. And everybody has everything, things they were juggling. So it's a challenge to be able to meet at the same time. That's why we just decided to go ahead and meet. We'll be pushing this thing back till late today and then I have something else to do. So it'll never work out. So we just have to meet when we can.
Right.
So,
Definitely.
but no, I'm not that type of person either to just grade someone, based on they're not available. They can't help that. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And that's the whole reason I did the recording, because I think I was communicating with Sabrina and she doesn't get off of work until 3:00.
I
So,
see.
you know what I mean? Like I can't fault you because you're working. So I told her, I'll let me know when you're off and I'll record it and send it to you.
Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna throw it in the email once it finishes up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Are you okay though with just you and I just kind of putting something together for the first page?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then we can just kind of tweak it, and let everybody else chime in. So maybe I'm thinking really supposed to be traveling today, but I pushed it. I'm gonna leave tomorrow instead because I wanted to meet with you so we can kind of get all our ducks in a row.
I
So
appreciate that.
yeah, I started my vacation yesterday, but I decided just to push it and start tomorrow. So
Okay.
but anyway, so I think we should meet again though on Monday. So I think we should have that one pager done. We need to send the email today though to have them vote on or choose two names. And
Yeah, I
then
would
we'll
say
vote.
by like, I don't know, I guess 5:00 tomorrow evening. You know what I mean? That should get everybody time to kind of go over it.
Yep. And let's give them till maybe like 6:00 tomorrow.
Okay.
And then, by 6:00 tomorrow, we need to decide on a name, so think about those two names and then we'll vote like maybe once everybody has sent everything in by 6.
Okay.
But yeah, we can just tell them that you and I will do the one pager.
Okay.
I think that's all that's due, right?
Yeah, that's all it
Okay.
is. One page.
Okay.
Basic, what we're doing, who we're doing it on, why we're doing it.
Oh, and we have
Target
to choose
community.
what type of like brochure, pamphlet, handbook, poster, presentation. I think we decided on PowerPoint, but let's put that out there again and vote
Right.
and see what the final decision is.
Okay.
So that's what we have to turn in on Tuesday.
Okay. Okay.
So I think 6:00 tomorrow is good to have a vote. And then you and I can submit the one pager. I think maybe you and I need to send it to each other first so we can make it cohesive.
Absolutely.
And we can do that maybe by what time? I want to do it Monday.
Okay.
What time is a good time for you to have it completed?
I work from home, so I'm free.
Okay. So Monday, I'm thinking.
I have a candle business. I don't leave my house.
Good for you. Good for you. So Monday, I'm thinking, I don't think we're gonna take long to make edits. Can we have it ready by 6?
I would say, yeah.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
today? Because I don't think it's gonna be a hard thing to do or even to make edits. So I say 6:00. That way it gives us time to kind of enjoy some of our holiday.
Absolutely. This Zoom is gonna run out in a minute and a half.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, so at least we got that accomplished. So we got a plan. You're gonna send the email to everybody. Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good.
And I will touch base with you I'm gonna say 6 o'clock tomorrow, just to kind of,
Yeah.
go over everything, at least by email, have an idea of what we're doing and kind of move forward from there. Hopefully everybody has, given their opinion by then so that we can kind of put this together.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
All righty.
All right.
It was nice meeting you. I'm glad to
too.
be working with you.
Same here. Same here.
All righty. Enjoy the rest of your day and safe travels.
Thank you. Same to you. Bye.